So I don't want Senator Kelly to beat me up. We thought he was going next, but I will happily take my 5 minutes. Thank you for being here. We've talked a lot, even this week, about the Army transformation, and I'll echo a number of things that Senator Peters said. I think we all understand the need for the Army to modernize. I don't think there's a single person who feels like we should stay the same and the status quo is just doing great. And that's based on the fact that China is investing in new technology, new techniques, and if they and others that we may hopefully never have to fight, if they are ahead of us on a whole bunch of different things, like we're not doing our job in preparing and protecting the United States. So I think we're all on the same page. I just want to make sure that it's not just about cutting stuff, right? And we understand that you've looked at cutting things like Humvees and the JLTV and things that Michigan does, but that we also look at processes and procedures, right? You alluded to this in your strategy. Right now, China can go from concept to fielding a new system in 1 year. The U.S. military, and I say this with love, can go from concept to fielding in 3 years if we're lucky, right? If we're lucky. So to me, the future is going to be won by the people who are most agile and flexible in taking the new great idea, some of the stuff we're seeing in Ukraine right now, and moving it to contact faster. And I would just offer that we don't want to destroy the defense industrial base. We want to update it. And I think Michigan can be the place to do that advanced manufacturing, to bring in AI, to bring in 3D printing, to bring in all these new techniques that are going to make us go faster. So I'm thrilled that you're coming. We're going to show ourselves off. And instead of fighting to hold on to everything that we've had in the past, we want to be the defense point of contact for advanced manufacturing for the future. And we're going to give you the dog and pony to make sure you feel the same way, because we are pretty hot shit in what we do in Michigan. I'm just going to say that. Sorry to swear, Mr. Chairman. Can you talk a little bit about why, like on the advanced manufacturing piece, can you help elaborate on what the Army is going to do to speed up that flash to bang concept to fielding with advanced manufacturing?
So, Senator, just to the earlier point about the cuts, I think when we've rolled out Army Transformation Initiative, there were basically 4 buckets. I won't hit them all, but the first bucket was the cuts in order to take the $48 billion in savings that the President of the United States and Secretary of Defense empowered us with to innovate and spend it to make the Army stronger. And General George and I are optimistic that Army Transformation Initiative will be a renaissance for the American industrial base, for small and medium businesses, so that they can show us their innovation. We, the United States Army, have been a very poor customer oftentimes, and I would say perhaps all the time. We do not allow small and medium businesses to show us their product, have us get into the hands of soldiers, show them how to improve it, and then reward them when we need it often enough. And there's this chasm that has been created that only incredibly large companies that take, I would say 3 years is generous, and it's probably closer to 10. Yeah. But we are actively working to fix it.
Yeah, and I would just say to your earlier point about modeling and simulation, Michigan is quickly becoming the hub for, if you want to test something out before you have to build an actual scale model, bring in a platoon of guys to let them put on the VR glasses and test something out before we build it. We're going to become the hub of that, and we are eager to show that off. But I would say, I think one of my many criticisms of this administration in general is that they're really happy to have the press conference about cutting this many people or this many programs. But as someone who worked in the federal government, it's often the procedures within the departments and agency that take forever, right? There's so many steps. There's so many things to do. And I would welcome the Pentagon actually saying, we're not just going to do the press conferences on how many woke people we got rid of or woke programs we got rid of. And I would contend with some of those things. But it is about actually cleaning up our internal processes so it's not so laborious. And I've never once Democrat or Republican, including the Trump administration first time, gotten a proposal, please take off these regulations. Please, Congress, remove these things. They may have been well-intended, but it's too much. So please don't just do the shiny object, the stuff that gets the political attention. Please actually dig in and do the damn work so that if you want transformation, you actually get it.
And I just want to quickly give my Ranger buddy a shout out on the recruiting side. There were over 600 forms that could possibly be filled out on recruiting. 600. I don't even know what they could all possibly ask. But obviously, you'd have to repeat your name 57 times on each of the forms. And what General George did with the recruiting team is he said, you are not allowed to have more than 10 forms, full stop, make it work. And they are at currently, I think, 8 or 9, and have cut down on 592 forms, which is remarkable. And we would be delighted to give you that list.
Yeah,
Sorry.
thank you very much. I yield back.
Can I add one thing, Chairman?
Oh, sure.
Thank you. We have asked Senator for agile funding in the past, and we have to buy capability portfolios for drones, counter drones, EW. We will be submitting that as part of our budget to have that capability. We've been asking, I think, in here for that.
I would happily give flexible funding and multi-year funding if we could get our act together up here. I think we can all acknowledge that we haven't, but it's also for more traditional things. We've given you a lot of authorities over the years. There's a culture problem in the Pentagon. It's not just what more authorities we can give you. So I'm open to it 100%, but do the internal work too.
Yep.